excited about.
And cheers, everybody. What's up? Yeah, we're just breaking records this in the last 24 hours. I think this will be like 7 hours worth of live streaming.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Meeshers.
Aw.
Well, welcome to another WBM sponsored live stream. We got all the products behind us. We're going to allow you to pick and choose for some of the giveaway fun. We got some TikTok live fun. Also, we got a bunch of gifts we're going to be, maybe Carrie's going to wrap, but probably we're just going to hang out.
Yeah, I might just wait till after the live stream. The floor space in here is limited, and it's pretty used up right now.
But what we are doing is we're going to run another giveaway for those of you that are down. The key to this giveaway is just saying giveaway in the comments. But the catch is you got to join us on Amazon for that funsies.
Yeah.
So just join us on Amazon. Even if you guys are on TikTok, you can hang out with us. We can do a lot of Q&A. Going through all the products behind me. We're going to start with, again, our Himalayan salt. This is, again, I always like to tell this story every time for those
my favorite
that aren't
product.
familiar.
Yeah.
From Himalayan Chef. This is one of WBM's like brands. And this is like the reason we actually work together, because this is how I got exposed to them. Carrie just happened to have it at her house because she like genuinely uses it. Yeah. And I love it. And they saw us, we made some content on it. And I think it was the video you made, honestly. Then they reached out and emailed and voila, here we are.
Love me some pink sea salt.
So let's talk about like how we may even use this. I was talking about this yesterday. I'm going to keep reiterating this one point, because if there's one thing you take away from this, it's how you can utilize these products, hopefully.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was talking about, and this is actually not mine, this is something I'm just like sharing from Dr. Mike Israetel. I believe I'm saying his last name right. He's a great content creator, especially on YouTube, really big, and also has a black belt in jiu-jitsu, exercise science background. I love exercise science, nutrition, hydration. And the key component we're going to talk about is when you're working out, not only staying hydrated with your water, but with electrolytes and with your protein and your carbs. And this is something that came up actually on a client call I had earlier today. I want to know, how can I get more protein in, Mike? That's a great question. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to take 1,000 milliliters. That's 2 16-ounce water bottles, or just 32 ounces of water. Boom. And you're going to add up to 80 grams of a protein and a carb mix along with an electrolyte mix. So let's break that down a little bit more systematically on what that means. Number one, protein. Unless you are like, if it's a high endurance sport like jiu-jitsu, boxing, you're prepping for a marathon, triathlon, things like that, you're going to probably go with what's called a 4-to-1 ratio or a 3-to-1 ratio. So for every gram of protein, you're going to do 3 to 4 grams of carbs. So that means if you're doing 20 grams of protein, you're going to do 60 potentially grams of carbs, up to 80. Even more, 80. But you want to be very careful. I would even say maybe 2 to 3 is a better ratio, because we want to stay within an 8% solution. So for 100 or 1,000 milliliters of water, an 8% solution will be 80 grams of added solvent. So you want to make sure you don't go above that. If you want to add more to that, you want to have more protein coming in, more carbs, you just got to ultimately add more water. And the one thing that Dr. Mike Israetel talked about on his video, why is this percentage important? If you go above it or too far below it, it won't actually match the permeability of your intestinal wall and lining. So it's the most effective and proportionate ratio for your body to actually absorb what you're putting into it. If you do less than that, or if you're just doing water, you're probably going to end up dehydrating yourself more than anything, because your body's going to not gain what it needs from the electrolytes. You're just going to sweat everything out, and you'll just ultimately be peeing a whole bunch.
Tax your kidneys too.
Exactly. And if you go above that, your body actually, again, you're dehydrating yourself, because your body's going to need more water. It's going to pull water from the rest of your body into your gut to help actually balance out the proteins and the carbs and everything else that you're getting. So it's kind of like that sweet spot of an 8% solution to keep it all fluent. So what I would say is where you can throw this in is using 1 gram of salt, doing 1 gram of magnesium, and then doing 1 gram of potassium as a nice balancing out ratio. Again, we got the magnesium oil. You could technically drink this. So I'm going to highlight that as well to complement this. Now, I would recommend, I haven't compared the cost effectiveness of doing the oil versus actually a powdered version of it as a supplement, but this actually might be cost effective, especially because they have their refill option that you can do as well that I'll highlight. So between these two, that might be cost
But
effective.
I will say honestly, with the magnesium oil, if you're deficient in magnesium, the benefit of having the spray or like rubbing your body is that you're not only getting the magnesium, it's not only being absorbed super quick because, what do we say, 30 seconds that hit your bloodstream, the permeability of the skin, but you're also getting a little bit of self-care in there. So you're touching your muscles, you're heating everything up. Even if it's just you massaging yourself, you're still getting the added benefit of the tactile touch, which everybody really needs. And if you have a partner or someone who's willing to rub on you, even better. You're getting oxytocin, you're getting, the suppleness in your muscles, and you're getting the magnesium you need. So I think it's nice as a ritual. It doesn't take that long. It's like, even things like body brushing that we've talked about here before, you can do it right before the shower. It takes less than 5 minutes. You can spray yourself down with magnesium oil, before you take a shower. It takes a few minutes, and just like kind of chill, like make a cup of tea, hang out for 15 minutes, let it absorb, and then take your shower. So just ritualizing it and finding little tiny ways that you can get self-care in daily or regularly, let's say somewhat regularly, is beneficial. Like taking a pill is efficient for those of you that are busy, but doesn't necessarily feel like self-care, although your body appreciates it. Or powder or whatever.
Yeah. And again, that's like where, when it comes to the drink, we're thinking about during the workout, as you're losing it, we're replenishing it within a similar fashion. Now you can do it topically before your session, but it's going to, again, get right into your system. And the key thing is, again, I don't want to overcomplicate things for you guys and make it too overwhelming. We could get so nuanced and detailed with like the perfect solvent, like I just talked about, this 8% dilution.
Yeah.
And doing that, hey, guess what? If you're just drinking water, that's better than nothing. That's a good starting place. If you're moving your body,
if you're exercising,
if you're drinking water, and if you're putting in whole foods into your body, that's an amazing foundation to start from. And then as we get further down the road, again, if you want to increase athletic performance, increase your performance in the gym, increase all these benefits, then we can get more nuance. And that's where like I geek out a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I told you, it's one of the, because transparently, one of the things I'm constantly looking for right now since the storm has been more contract opportunities and different roles and things and corporate partnerships and collaborations. So even if you guys work somewhere and you're like, hey, I'd love to have access to you, Mike, through my corporate entity, let me know. I'll gladly connect with them. We're looking for different organizations to partner with. The cool thing is now we can actually bill through your insurance. So if you have insurance or your company offers insurance, we can totally work with you guys. We do HSA, FSA. Point of all of that is I actually applied for UNC Asheville is actually looking for an assistant strength coach position to fill, which I had tried to work with them years ago, but the amount of variables at play at the time didn't really align. So I'm like, I'm going to throw my name in the hat for that. But I love getting into the nuanced aspects of programming, especially for athletes, college athletes, being able to work with pro fighters, being able to work with anyone that you don't even have to be at an elite level, but even anyone that wants to optimize their wellness, even as if you're a corporate professional or anyone like that. I love getting into the nitty gritty and the nuance, but making it, again, very digestible.
Yeah. Like you can do these things every day. It's not going to disrupt your life totally.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a big one. All right. So we're going to kind of kick it along. And again, I'll just highlight the one thing they have both with going back to the salt is they have fine grain and more coarse grain.
Yeah.
So I thought just starting with that, because that's something I think I take for granted at different points, is what's the benefit to each.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of share what my perspective is on that. And I'm curious to hear yours too. So I think of it purely as an absorbability.
Yeah.
That's not really a word. Absorption.
Right.
And what the efficiency of that. So fine is going to absorb faster, right? Because we have more surface area, or it's a little bit smaller. So it's going to just be able to dissolve. The coarser, the bigger, it's going to take longer for that surface area to just get absorbed. So that's kind of how I think of it in a fluid standpoint.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in a cooking standpoint though. So I'm wondering why would you pick fine versus coarse from your mindset?
The only real benefit I could think of is in a cooking context, some people like to, especially really intuitive chefs and stuff, they like to use things like pinches or tastes, and a coarser grain might make that easier. You can get more bang for your buck in a pinch of salt rather than the fine grain, or vice versa. You take a pinch of coarse grain, you're going to get less saltiness than the fine. So, but I've always used the fine just because, again, to your point, I've dissolved it in water. And that works well for me. I also use it in baking, which I prefer the fine grain for baking just because I don't want the salt to be, when I'm doing a mix of cookies or cake or something that's room temperature, I don't want the salt to be heavy and less evenly distributed. But yeah.
Oh, okay. So more thorough distribution.
Yeah. The coarse grain though is quite beautiful.
Just looking.
Yeah, just
Like
looking.
that's the one I have highlighted
quite
right now
nice.
is their coarse grain versus the fine. And
It also has other minerals in there. So I wonder if like the coarse grain, you know, like I don't know, it's more like a whole, like complete type of mineral balance, you know, and the fine grain, you're just getting like, you know, that kind of, more.
just your saltiness.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me pull up the coarse grain too, just to see if they have any different pieces to it. I believe, yeah, this is the coarse grain.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through. Yeah, let's check the nutrition facts here. So obviously we have sodium, but
Right.
I wonder see if I'm missing anything.
Yeah.
else.
So a quarter
If it lists-
teaspoon is 420 milligrams. So I wonder if that's the same as the other one.
That's
You
fine.
know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, per
Because it's the same weight.
But here, and this says it has 84 minerals as well contained with it. Let's compare that to the fine so that we can actually see, again, not only per serving. So this is the fine.
Yeah.
And highlight, again, they're showing like great examples for meat. Yeah, I would do like fine grain. I wish they would give
the breakdown. They might at the bottom.
Yeah, let's go down to the bottom, y'all. And again, if you guys don't care about this, something to think about. It's kind of fun, and it's just a different component. Yeah, so they still have the 84 minerals. We've got magnesium, potassium, calcium. First off, you guys spelled all of this wrong. That's kind of hilarious.
Magnesium.
Yeah,
potassium.
you guys, I don't know who you got on your spelling game,
yeah.
but you guys got to work on it. I'm going to reach out to them. Julie, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to email you about this and let you know what's up.
Yeah. So, I mean, salt scrubs too. So if you think about salt scrubs, the coarse grain
like
probably
what you have in the
works
shower.
Ooh,
yeah. Could you share that for a hot second? Because that's something I don't think we talk about enough with the salt, and that's also great for
yes.
BAM.
So I use a salt scrub.
I'm actually going to grab that container so we can kind of.
Yeah, I use a salt scrub for my face, and this is something that no one told me to do, but that I like intuitively did as a kid growing up in South Florida, where I was surfing and at the beach all the time, and the salt water, my skin just really got used to being in salt water, you know, being exposed to salt water. And I didn't have, I don't know, it just felt like it always just felt good on my skin. So when I moved to the mountains and I didn't have access to salt water anymore, I thought, well,
look at that, yo.
I know that, I know that oil is good for my skin and I can wash my face with oil. And especially in the winter time, like what we're experiencing now, I get a lot of dry skin. So I'll use just different oil blends for my skin. Again, my rule of thumb is that I don't put anything on my skin that I wouldn't eat. So they're all like oils that are safe to eat. But I mix a very simple, like 1-to-1 ratio of some kind of oil and the salt, or not 1-to-1 ratio. Sorry. I use far less oil than I use salt, but it's kind of like a consistency thing. Like I wait till the salt mix gets a little bit cakey. Like I can tell there's oil throughout. And I just, when I'm in the shower, I'll just scrub my face with oil and salt and rinse it. And then I do like 30% vinegar to 70% water toner when I get out. So I'm getting like the base pH, and then I'm doing like a vinegar toner when I get out, which in the morning I'll usually rinse my face. So I rinse all that off, but that's like my night routine when I take a shower. And yes, I use this exact salt. I've used it for many years. But I buy the fine grain for baking and cooking. However, if I were to exclusively buy something for a facial scrub, I actually probably would prefer to use the coarse grain. Yeah. So just because as a skin scrub, I feel like the coarse grain would do a better job. It's just a matter of convenience that I have the fine grain.
And it's available.
And it's available. Yeah. Cause I always have it on hand because I'm always using it. I use it every single day for cooking and baking. So, but yeah, face scrub, really easy. Hemp oil is a really good one. I used that for many years, just a little bit of hemp oil in a mix of salt, just oil and salt. And I don't have any like acne or any problems with breakouts and stuff. I mean, I'll get a pimple every once in a while, but it's pretty rare. I mean, I never wear makeup. And I don't know how well you guys can see my skin, but never wear makeup. And I don't know. It works.
I say you're spot on. Now, if you don't
Michael thinks I'm attractive. So
yeah, I would say, now let's say you don't want to do all that.
The mixing of the oil.
Yeah, I'll say you don't want to deal with all that. Now, WBM, one of their other sister company, Natural Essentials, does also have a variety of skincare products.
Yeah, they have a face wash.
That will start with actually Nina won, when we did a giveaway, one of our viewers, Nina, won this. So we are sending out a care package for her. But you guys can still take this. So we have the this is the anti-wrinkle eye gel. But the thing I actually like about this I only quote unquote unbox it to show the rollers on it, the cold metal rollers that you can just go right under your eyes with. That's another component that you can do. It's less, again, not exfoliation, but just for the anti-wrinkle, tonifying your skin. That's where maybe instead of the vinegar and water ratio, you can swap this out instead if you're getting like little bags under your eyes or little like wrinkles, things like that. Or I noticed like just different wrinkles on my forehead or by my eyes. As I'm aging, I haven't got gray hairs now. All these things that I personally actually just learned to accept and love. But I think it's a self-care component.
I noticed too in their facial cleanser, I think I remember this the first time, that they have the Himalayan pink salt. They have a mineral salt as an ingredient in here. I don't know how far down the ingredient is. You probably wouldn't need a whole lot, but again, it's probably, I haven't used this facial cleanser. I'll be honest. Like I said, I have my face care routine. I don't put anything on my skin that I wouldn't eat, but I'd imagine it's somewhat, it has like a little bit of an abrasive feel, which is back in the day when I was a teenager and I was exploring with facial cleansers. I did always prefer something that was a little bit more salty, scrubby, especially like just being a surfer, being in the water, the salt water all the time, and like getting tan all the time. Like my skin would peel every once in a while. So just having a scrub. This is the facial cleanser, the amino acid facial cleanser.
I've got this one. I've got the vitamin C advanced facial essence.
Yeah. I have it. And I don't know, that one might have sea salt in it too. I know this one does.
So boom.
But yeah. So
they're protein, vitamins.
So that's a fun ingredient to look out for in facial cleansers and these kinds of things. So like just look out for mineral salt, because it's slightly what's the word? I'm like, my brain's not working today. Like slightly cleansing too.
Like
salt.
Tonifying?
No, salt. It's
exfoliating?
Like no, salt is like it cleanses things. Like it can clean a wound with salt.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
So what's that word?
I mean, besides
antiseptic. It's slightly antiseptic or something like that is what I'm trying to say.
I'm trying to look on here. I don't see them listing it in this one particularly. No. This one looks like it has, looking at the base, again, water, glycol.
Yeah. We didn't really look at this one, like, or as far as like, I'm not sure what kind of
like ingredients. To me, those are more chemicals. And again, this is where like,
this is the dropper. That's why. Yeah. It's not going to have any salt in it. It's like okay, gotcha.
I always like to keep it simple too. To your point, when you're inviting, like, hey, if it has more ingredients, then I think of like 5 to 10 ingredients max for almost anything that I eat or put on my body, or utilize. Even but I do. Here's the one thing I will say. I'm going to highlight just to slightly swap after this. I'll highlight with their laundry pods and their strength laundry pods, like sport ones, because that one, like, I need very much for my jujitsu rash guards and all that. But even for those things, being able to try what's important to you. Do you want to make this stuff at home? Is convenient more important? Because I think about barriers of entry, making your own solution, making your own, let's say, exfoliator may not be realistic where you're at in life right now. Busy parent, busy professional, whatever. Just not having the bandwidth, buy it, be able to create the routine, create the self-care. And then in time, you can start to make your own and slowly go through that process. And then even now, like, going through the laundry, this is what I will say with their sport line, which is Kapow. This one right here that I have covered by all the essential. Oh, no, it's this one right here. This one is heavily needed for me. This one, like 100%, like we were going through the clothes yesterday. You can even watch the live stream. Like some of my rash guards, because here's what happens. I always throw my rash guards. I don't put them in my bag. Pro tip, by the way, guys, just something that I didn't think you have to really specify, but after working with like kids and working with people in the martial arts world and talking to different gym owners, we joke about this. And especially, the owner of Rogue Combat Club, me and him will talk about this, Johnny. You got to be very obvious. Like if you have a clean bag,
right,
and you have your clean clothes in there, your clean gear, and then all of a sudden you get super sweaty.
Right.
And you take that gear and your sweaty clothes, you put that in your clean bag. Guess what? That bag is no longer clean.
And it's going to be real stinky for a long time.
So
you're washing the bag with everything else.
I always get, when I can, a plastic bag or a separate bag to throw all my funky gear in.
Yeah.
Or I have one compartment in my bag that has a mesh zipper and like side to it that airs it,
sequesters the stinky stuff
exactly in one area, and then I will still wipe it and clean it every so often, like usually at least minimum like weekly, because then it gets really nasty. But every once in a while I'll throw my sweaty clothes in a bag and leave it in my car overnight in the wintertime. In the summertime that never happens, or I should say seldomly happens. It happened maybe once, and I never made that mistake again.
Because the whole
you gotta just
car,
the whole thing
stinky,
and then the car is nasty for a while. But
yeah,
I for sure left like in the wintertime sweaty clothes in a bag. And I'm like, oh, I'll get it tomorrow. And then it's like, then actually
Yeah.
tomorrow comes and I'm like, this was too long. But I'm excited to have the sports pods to be able to knock out that funk. Because even after we cleaned it with a base, like kind of regular laundry stuff, and that's where sometimes as much as the ingredients you want them as pure as possible, but like sometimes they just won't get the job done with like, especially if you have like teenage kids and they're in sports, you're going to have some funky smells going on.
Yeah. And lots of like nasty stains too. Like he didn't mention this. We've talked about this in other live streams, but I tend to use the like very minimal ingredient, like low, only a few ingredient, natural kind of laundry detergents, which, you know, have a mild fragrance or sometimes have no fragrance, but they're just not enough. They're just not powerful enough for sports clothes or really sweaty, funky stuff. So we got to have backup for Michael's jiu-jitsu stuff.
Yeah. So if you guys are getting your jiu-jitsu on, you understand. So speaking of which, I'll pause and say, if you guys want to win any of this stuff, just comment giveaway. Hop on over to Amazon specifically, though. Can't say giveaway anywhere else. Get over here to Amazon. Throw giveaway in the chat. We'll throw you in. We're going to do a Santa race because it's that time of year. Mm-hmm. And it'll randomly be picked the winner. And you can pick between the laundry pods, between our lotion, between the baby care line. We already had someone win the
facial care
line. But we can also reach out to WBM and say, hey, can you send another one out for us? They're happy to do some sponsored stuff and some giveaway stuff with us because we're doing this like 3-month program with them or like kind of package. So happy to hook you guys up and just express some gratitude and some holiday cheer. Oh, and that's something we were doing yesterday, right? With all the bags. I think I have like 6 bags in my car.
I just dropped them off.
So yeah, Carrie dropped off 6 bags of clothes. How many clothes? I would say probably like 500 items of clothes.
So many items, yeah. Easily.
So it feels really nice to be able to like give back and give away. And a lot of this stuff I've only worn a handful of times, if that. And it's pretty fresh. Some of it I've had for like 10 plus years and I just like nostalgically held on to. So maybe that's less attractive.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was like, I literally wore it a handful of times and then I get new sponsored stuff and then I rotate it through. So it felt really good. So also thanks for tagging it. Yesterday was a long day with that.
It was a very long day.
It felt really good.
Michael has so many clothes, more than either of us really, I think, realized because it hasn't all been in one place in a long time.
Yeah.
He's been pretty spread out. He was living in his apartment and then staying at my house and then clothes in the car and then winter and, you know, summer shifted to winter and just, so, and we still haven't gone through everything. We still have a storage unit full of
probably
more
like 30%
clothes.
more.
Yeah.
Of
but
like maybe 1,000.
We did the bulk though.
Yeah.
We did the bulk of it.
So, yeah. Like I'm talking about thousands of like individual items of articles of clothing.
Yes.
But yeah. So we'll just kind of go through. And again, I'm going to just start to highlight. I just realized right now for the live stream, I actually have a limited time deal for a bug zapper.
Yeah. This is a good time of year to get your summer stuff. Pro tip for all of you who are thinking about winter hats and if you have kids and stuff like that, this is a great time to get bathing suits, summer items, bug stuff, like all the stuff that you're going to need in summer is going to be discounted right now because, you know, this is a good December and January, really both good times for shopping.
Simple switch, light it up. And then it's got these little slide out little legs you can prop up.
What is it? Oh, it's 20% off. So this guy's 20% off right now.
It stands right there on its own. Boom.
Or for anyone living in Florida who's watching the live stream, you guys still are dealing with mosquitoes.
Or Hawaii, I would imagine.
Yeah, or Hawaii or anywhere.
Any tropical area, you're going to have that variable. Yeah. So I did want to highlight because it has that additional 20% off. Sometimes you'll find some cool deals. And then just to piggyback, this one doesn't have a deal right now, but the swatter, that's also just kind of fun. I was like playing with.
The swatter that Michael just enjoys, and I'm sure he's not the only one. The tennis racket looking.
It's got a cool little charging station too. You just plug that puppy in right here and it gets its charge. It'll also tell you it's at 89% because clearly I haven't used it that much this time of year.
Yeah.
Just to demonstrate on these and maybe to like tap my finger on it to test if I could get zapped. I haven't really done that yet.
No, I'm not doing it.
I'm totally tempted to at different times, but I'm going to
yeah.
Just so you guys can kind of see. Totally get, even if you want to, I won't actually throw that idea out there. I'll let you guys use your discretion for how you want to use that.
Yeah.
But that's a little bit of like just some deals that you can take advantage of. And I'm going to kind of go through to see. I don't think there's any other deals. They pretty much kind of like push the deals they had right now. They're limited. There are some discounts that we have for all these products, but they're not like time restricted as much. So you can take advantage of it. But I would act sooner than later. And the other thing I always like to highlight is their hand lotion basket, which has 4 different aromas 16 individual containers. And this was like every time we do a giveaway, you guys can pick one of these for the winner.
That's my favorite.
And yeah, we've got the milk and coconut, which is this one right here. And we've got, I forget what the green one is. Olive oil shea butter.
Yeah, shea butter.
Then we've got for purple, I want to say it's lavender and, oh, this is honey, almond, and lavender. Yeah. And then our pink combo
rose and something else
is, rose and avocado. Yeah, that one actually, I haven't tried that one. But I like the milk and coconut. That one's my jam.
Rose and avocado is my favorite.
Gonna use that one.
And I think it comes in a 16-pack total,
it's a 16
right?
pack. So you have 4 of each of the 4 different aromas. And
so I think a really good winter gift, just because all of the women out there, all the ladies, we all keep hand cream in our purse for wintertime, because between us and the kids, somebody's hands are always dry. And it just gives you a nice little like fresh up scent. It's got like some essential oils in it. So it's got really good ingredients. So a nice little cheery smell in the middle of the cold, dry hand season.
Yeah, I just think that self-care, again, I was talking to one of my fighters about this. He's like, bro, you don't like put lotion on your body after you get out of the shower? Because I'm like a very quick shower type of person.
Yeah.
Like it takes me 5
He's in and out of there. Yeah.
Like I'm like, hey, I'm going to scrub, let everything in. I don't have to shampoo and condition my hair. So I body wash.
Saves a lot of time.
Get into these essential areas. I'll do my exfoliating on my face.
Yeah.
And that's it. So within 5 to 10 minutes, I'm good. I dry off and I get changed. But taking the time to put lotion on and like show yourself some love, I still get to work on that, honestly. That's not something, that's why I even want to do this now, or put the magnesium oil. I would honestly, though, put the magnesium oil before.
Yeah.
So it does have this like a cakey, for lack of a better term, but almost like when you say you go to the ocean or the beach, you're going to feel what
salt water feels like on your body after you get out of the ocean if you've been hanging out for a day. It's just got a little bit of like a salty kind of like film on your body. So yeah, which honestly like wouldn't necessarily bother me because I was used to living in salt water all the time. And like sometimes I would go surf in the morning, I'd go to sleep, I wouldn't shower. The next morning I'd be up going surfing, and like I would just do that for a couple days as a teenager and then eventually shower. But it might not be the most pleasant thing, especially in the winter time. It might be a little drying. So, but I would say you'd want to do it at least like 15-20 minutes before you shower, just so your body has time to absorb it and your muscles can kind of relax, and the shower probably feel even better. And
then come for the post-shower routine with your lotion. Yeah. That's like the thing I've been playing with. And that's why I like live streaming, because then like every time I at least put a little bit of lotion on my hands. Yeah. And it's just like a little bit of that habit creation.
Nice little.
Which is helpful.
Lively scent.
And then if you can hand me, we're going to just little pivot to some of the electrical side of it again. I really appreciate this styled cube and power strip they have. So check this out. You tap it to let it actually go on. So then it has a wireless charger for your phone. And the way you know it's charging, see that little blue light that came on? That's how I know that something's on it. And also my phone is charging. Well, I got to boop. And you also have your outlets on the side for your regular outlet. So if it's kind of like a fatter charging outlet, you don't have to worry about it getting in the way, there not being room. You have plenty of space. And then they also have your two USB plugs, as well as a lightning cable, your Type-C plug right there. So you like fast charge, you're good to go.
I don't know if this is in my head, but I feel like this is easier for travel. Like this little cube, it just feels smaller than like a strip. If you're going to be like podcasting, or you're going to be like working and you have a lot of
setting
equipment,
up a ring light or charging things.
Yeah. So for us, like this just feels a little bit more accessible to fit in the suitcase and in a smaller suitcase and still be able to house all of our stuff. Well, at least between that and like a regular outlet. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that being able to just anytime I don't have to worry about packing another charger for my phone, another cable, another thing. So just this for like the wireless charging component for the phone is pretty clutch.
Yeah.
Now, is it as fast as when you use the actual cable? Honestly, no. It will charge it though. Like throughout this live stream, I started it at like 40%. It just went down to 33%. I'll let it charge. We're going to go for probably another 30 minutes. We'll let it, or really probably like maybe another 10, 15 minutes today.
Yeah.
We'll let it go for that time and we'll see. Even if the battery doesn't drop and then it just goes up a bit, that's a positive to make it last for a live stream.
Yeah.
And then your battery, unfortunately, we got to do on TikTok, guys. I appreciate you, but we're not going to be able to charge you.
Nope.
Or get it charged up there. So I'm going to just like pretty much cycle through the products now, and we'll just hang out for like 10 minutes because today's live stream is a little bit shorter than an hour. We're just going to do like 40-ish minutes. Chill with you guys. We wanted to pop in because honestly, we're going to be traveling this weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to the Great Wolf Lodge, and just super excited to get our indoor water park on, be able to have some funsies, and just that's really this year the fun experiential gift for the kids. They got some like little gifts and things I know they'll enjoy. Their grandparents, we were talking about this yesterday. They're going to get tons of gifts, but we wanted to make sure they got an experience, and then next year they can decide, hey, do you want an experience or do you want bigger gifts of something? Maybe you want like, I know that one of them is going to get a gaming station, right? Yeah. So that's a big gift for a year. Yeah. Maybe the following year they'll want something else.
Our co-parents, I think, are going hard on the bigger gifts, and then again they have a set of grandparents with the co-parents. They have our grandparents. He's got a couple sets. I've got a set of grandparents. I also have brother and sisters. They have aunts and uncles. They've got aunts and uncles on your side. So like we end up getting a fair amount. I know, a fair amount of gifts for the kids. So I think we got them each like 5 or 6 things, and then we'll probably have each of the kids pick out one thing for their respective other siblings. So they'll each get like 6 gifts from us, which is a decent amount of gifts. I feel like 6 gifts per kid, you know. But yeah, between that and all the stuff they're getting from our co-parents and our grandparents and their aunts and uncles, and I'm sure they'll be walking away with plenty of things, plus the vacation, right?
Yeah,
plus the vacation.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we really wanted to go to Disney this year, but it just didn't happen from a scheduling perspective for a variety of things since the storm. And other complications just with like the implications from the storm. But
we're going to do something a little closer to home.
Yeah. And this is like, speaking of all this stuff, this is where you guys can like pick out something from the giveaway. You can do stocking stuffers with it. That's not even like about the lotion things. Those can be good stocking stuffer options. The facial cream, the self-care, the beauty line, those could be something that you guys use as, again, a gifting opportunity.
Even the little magnesium oil spray.
Like that
honestly, good stocking stuffers.
I'm going to circle back to that. I would love to have that as a gift. Like oils. And if you want to get a little like fun with it, you say, hey, not only you get this oil, but you get a little like coupon, make them a little coupon. Just say, hey, good for one massage, or good for a little like, or you can get a coupon book. They have those, on Amazon, elsewhere in stores, and just like, you can redeem for different types of coupons and different types of things.
Yeah, massage oil. Yeah, I think the massage oil, that's not something I ever got in my stocking, but I'd be much happier to get. Usually I get like a lot of candy and stuff that I don't use. But what are you laughing at?
Making dreams. I just like, it's kind of funny. So we have a comment, right? Mm-hmm. And they're basically like, hey, help this person get to 2,000 hearts, which is actually a pretty cool goal. And I appreciate, Anthony, you must be a fan of theirs, or something that you're like willing to go into other people's live streams and be like, hey, leave this live stream and go to this one, which is fascinating. So it's like every year watching the iterations. I've been doing this for like almost 3 years now, going on 4. Yeah. And it's funny to watch every single year. Sometimes you'll see trolls come in. I think that's less of a troll. It's more of like, hey, like, you're probably going to win for a giveaway or something. So I always appreciate, thanks for the follow though. I appreciate that. But I always appreciate seeing like every year people like iterating. And even like, I don't even take a person's lives. Like, hey, their live stream's like way better. It's like, cool. I like, honestly, that could be good feedback though, Anthony, if you're still here, like what about their live streams better? Is it the giveaway they got? Is it like what they're talking about? Is it, all those things? Or is it you're just, hey, like get people in there? Because usually what they'll do, fun fact, by the way, guys, especially on Amazon, what people do is like, hey, once we hit 2,000 hearts, we're gonna do a giveaway, which is a smart move. Or hey, once we hit this many followers in the stream, we'll do a giveaway, which I get too. Giveaway? Oh, then she just needs views. I mean, okay. I get that too.
We all need views.
Yeah. That's what we're here for. So I wonder like, what's your incentive then? Like, do you just like their channel? Like, that's really cool. Then if you're like a legit fan and you're just like, hey, I'm just trying to push their stuff. Good on you, Anthony. I'm gonna go support you now. Oh, well, I appreciate that too. And I like, again, man, it just makes me chuckle more than anything else. But I genuinely wonder, like, what leads to that? Is it you just, because then I think giveaway, right? That's an incentive. Is it, hey, maybe if I don't get this many views, I'm not going to stream again. Maybe you just like their stuff. Or maybe you're just like, just kind of trolling around a little bit. That's always sometimes fun too. It's kind of fun to like see what's going on with the consciousness and with people.
Yeah.
Or you're just like, hey, no one's going to respond to us. Hearts start going. Sure. I mean, it's fascinating to watch all those things. And it's interesting to see Amazon, they rolled out the hearts thing this year, but the hearts don't actually do anything. It like literally does nothing on the back end. If influencers are telling you it is, I would love to hear why they're saying that, because it really doesn't change anything. It'll maybe drive engagement, Yeah, like I appreciate the hearts right now. Like even we're almost at like 200 hearts, and I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong; it's like a fun thing to engage in.
Yeah.
It's something maybe they'll help push, but it really doesn't change like compensation. It doesn't change what sponsors are getting out of it. It doesn't change the products, but maybe just driving engagement. Maybe there has to be something, because Amazon's such a smart and evolved data collecting company. They wouldn't infuse something like that, or TikTok, for example, with different types of gifting and engagement. They don't do those things without it being some reason of incentive.
Yeah.
Who's coming to visit? Misha, do we have a delivery?
I think the wind came to visit and closed the gate.
One thing I do want to like highlight though that we haven't gotten actually yet from WBM that I'm looking forward to them sending is the different spices. But we've used all of these spices in different recipes. And
I think I actually have some on the rack right now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna actually highlight it, and I want you guys. Which one's your favorite? If you had to pick one, so we'll go through all four. We've got the black powder or black pepper powder. We've got our pink garlic salt. That's
good stuff.
Crushed red pepper, and then turmeric powder.
Yeah, I like the turmeric.
I'm not gonna lie though, I think the garlic salt would probably be my favorite. Yeah. Which one would you pick? You gotta pick one.
I like the turmeric powder for this time of year, just because I feel like you can make turmeric like golden milk lattes with turmeric powder. It helps with inflammation. It helps with like kind of achy joints, or at least that's how I feel about it. You know, I'm not giving you medical advice, but
your perspective, what you would do, right?
My perspective of how I feel about it and what my impetus for wanting to make those kinds of things. I like my golden turmeric lattes in the wintertime and my hot cocoa sometimes. Yeah.
Misha, you got excited? All right.
She thought someone was here. Yeah, she got faked out.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen Misha in the live streams yet, Misha's our German Shepherd.
She's our little.
Is she almost 2?
Mascot. She's like a year and a half.
Getting there, Misha.
Yeah, she turns 2 like right before the baby's born.
Who's still the baby of the family?
She's the youngest in the house. Yeah.
Misha, do you want to come over here and show off your beautiful coat?
Mish. Right. I don't know if she can get there.
It's kind of blocked.
There? Come here.
I got you, Misha.
Here, sit.
We'll get this out of the way.
There we go. Here's Misha.
So you guys will get to see a little bit of Misha's.
She gets a really lovely coat in the wintertime. She's nice and fluffy right now. Nice and fluffy and shiny.
So yeah, who's also, for those of you out there watching TikTok elsewhere, even Anthony or whomever, who's got a dog? I always love to know this about the audience. Not that we even have anything for dogs in the stream right now, but I always love to know, because then we can think about like, oh, what would be some fun stuff you guys want to see? Like I think about, like I got to take Misha for a run the other day for the first time, just by myself, and that was like super fun and just like a really enjoyable experience.
She had a good time.
Did you, Mish? She was like panting out of breath.
Yeah, she's not like a high energy dog. I mean, she's a puppy, but I've had many German Shepherds, and as far as German Shepherds are considered, she's pretty chill. In a couple of years, she'll be like a glorified rug on the floor, laying down most of the time. But she's still got some puppy energy in her, and she's very excited about pets and love. So that's her main like energetic thing. Is she just wants to say hi to everyone.
So you pet me?
Love on everyone.
I love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, Mishers?
She's a good girl. I can't wait till we start getting sponsors with dog stuff. So we had we had the dog crate. That's the only one.
Yeah, that was actually
so
I do enjoy that one. But the thing with the dog crate that we even talked about in the video was it made a little bit of noise when you're in there, and like that can get probably a bit frustrating.
But the main reason is because the one we got sent, it had an issue with one of the bars on the bottom where they gave you like these little like feet that you put in the bottom once it's assembled, like these little round feet that probably cushion. And we couldn't put in one of them because there was no, the welding wasn't done properly. So we couldn't put it in. So we ended up taking the other 3 out because it didn't make sense to have a teetering crate. So we just took them all out. So I think ours probably makes more noise than a regular one would. However,
and sometimes that happens.
My plan is to put it on carpet and just, solve that problem. But we'll see. When we move to the new house, we'll get a little like cheap carpet just for underneath the crate to hopefully soften that sound, because we will have a newborn, and any erroneous sound I'm going to try to do my best to eliminate. But yeah, we need more. If WBM has any dog stuff, we need more stuff for Misha so that she can hang out in the live streams and feel like she's participating.
It makes me actually want to check right now. And even like on TikTok, have you guys gotten any good dog stuff off TikTok? I wonder, because like the TikTok shop by itself has some interesting things, but I haven't really seen anything specifically for that. So I'm fascinated.
I do legitimately want to get her a dog bed for Christmas. She has an outdoor dog bed that she loves. It's like a raised dog bed for the summertime that we keep on the porch, but she doesn't have an indoor dog bed. I never got her one because I had a German Shepherd a few years ago that like ate one.
Oh no.
Like ate the dog bed. So I was like, maybe I just won't do
wow.
dog beds because I don't want my dog to have to like
just
eat foam.
house
Yeah.
this.
So it didn't eat the whole thing, but it ate enough of it to where I was like, okay, this might be a problem.
more.
So yeah, I want to see if
So we got like the smart devices. We got not. That's one thing I'm excited to get some
pets.
salt lamps in, some massage stuff.
I can't wait for that stuff. Yeah.
The baby care, we got some of that stuff. Let's see what else they got under the baby care.
I saw something under for pets.
Did you?
Yeah. Pet salt licks.
Oh yeah. What is that?
Yeah. I was gonna say normally horses do salt licks. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
it's
their salt. They're so good with their salt, which is why I love them. But yeah,
that's crazy.
Horses and like
Reindeer,
larger stock animals, yes, they do like salt cubes. That's a thing to keep them.
Dude, should we go try and find some reindeer with some salt blocks? I feel like the kids would love that.
We do have there's elk viewings here in the wintertime. If you want to take the girls up to the Blue Ridge in Maggie Valley, there's like Elk Mountain. There's like a place where there's always elk. So if you want to do that, I don't know if I want to bring salt. They're wild though, so I don't know if I want to bring salt cubes up there and like have them come licking because they're pretty big animals. They could definitely get aggressive.
Maybe we can hit up WBM for some of these filters too. What are some of the other things you'd like to see in a water filter? So not just like, so we got
fluoride. That's what I really want. I can't seem to find a external filter that filters fluoride. Yeah, I've seen the ones that you connect to your house under your sink that will filter fluoride. Yeah, but I haven't seen any like external pitcher ones that filter fluoride. I mean, but yeah, that'd be great. Hopefully, fluoride won't be in the water pretty soon here at all, but
we'll see what
we're not quite there yet. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But with that being said, we're going to probably bounce out here, guys. Want to just pop in, offer you up a giveaway, some funsies, and we'll come up with some more. We'll be back next week, this weekend. That's why I got it today, because we're going to be away for the weekend. And next week we'll be back for more WBM live streams. We got some other fun stuff we're lining up and some more content. Make sure you check in the store because I got a bunch of videos we're going to be chopping up, adding gifts. We're going to probably after Christmas do like an unboxing of all the gifts we got for the kids, what their top picks were, different things like that. And hope you guys have a happy holiday. Merry Christmas. We won't see you guys before then, but we'll see you after, from Christmas to New Year's at some point. And y'all, just appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming, hanging. Again, show support. If you guys want to support, the best way to do it, even to what like Anthony, you're talking about, like views are great, but like if you like the products you see, buy them, especially from the live stream. It helps support us. It helps support the brand. I genuinely like the brand, and that's why we wanted to work with them.
We use their products at home, which is why we reached out to them.
Yeah, like Carrie, we were talking about this, like some sponsors have offered me money and I've turned them down because it's basically, if there's a sponsor I don't believe in or the brand themselves, I don't align with their values, it's like I'm doing the bidding of that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of compromising parts of myself, like selling parts of myself off, which I've done in different parts of my life, less with sponsors, actually more in personal situations, but something that I would appreciate if you guys do want to support us. This is a great way to do it. And if you want to see more, even on the coaching stuff, you can follow all the links that we have on all our platforms. We got insurance-based coaching now, so many resources. It's awesome. So that's pretty much it.
That's all we got.
Cheers it up, y'all. Cheers, guys.
Bye. Merry
Christmas. Wait, where is it? There we go. Bye.